What's up? What's up? Darren here, and today we're taking a look at this baby, the 2020 Mazda CX-5. All right, so we're gonna start at the front here of the 2020 CX-5, and you know what? This is the most important part for me on a car, and I think it looks pretty good. The grille, it looks super wide compared to the last model, but it looks really sleek with those slimmed out headlights. Make it look pretty slick, super slim. As we come around to the side, we got some nice wheels here. I think those are 17s, possibly 18s, but they fill the wheel well out really well. And overall, I find that the profile of this car is pretty sporty, not too bulky in any area. This is the all-wheel drive model. And as we come around to the back, we got some pretty nice looking circular rear taillights. And at the bottom here, we have those dual exhaust setup. Seems to be standard on most cars nowadays. And you know what? I think it looks pretty good in this midnight blue. It's keyless, but it's not like touchless. It's not touchless entry, but it is keyless and it is pretty good. I find it better than nothing. So this is what it's like on the inside. A pretty nice interior. Honestly, I love the button quality of this. I find these ones not so much, but these swivel knobs, I find these swivel knobs to be excellent, especially down here where we have our main controls and then a dedicated volume knob. And this works really well. You can go side to side, up and down, press it, and it works super. And it doesn't take away from the screen buttons too. It's still a touch screen here. Heated seats, gotta love that. And heated steering wheel. We always want that heated steering wheel as a hard button to get the heat now. Always want that heat. And only thing about the heated steering wheel is that it's from here to here. So here's where we have our heated steering wheel on either side, and it's not at the top and the bottom, which has its upsides. Is that, you know, I drive like this because I want to hold the heated part, and I'm not lazy and I don't just hold down here. So it has its good sides, but honestly, when you're making turns, you're using the whole steering wheel. So at least it has some heat on the steering wheel. I find myself in SUVs. I don't know if anyone else has this problem, but I'm like a slender guy, and every time I'm in these SUVs, I feel like I'm swimming in these seats. And I don't know if it's just an SUV thing or a bigger car thing, but yeah, these seats, like, it's just like I'm just swimming all around in these things, and that's what it's like. Not the most comfortable, but I guess it does the job. Cruise control, on and off, Bluetooth, so everything's here. But I find myself, for the volume, honestly, my hand just rests right here, and here is the volume knob. Super convenient. When I just rest my hand right here, just control the volume like this. Surprisingly, to have that volume knob right here. Something about a car that when you're driving it regularly, you kind of want the thing to be comfortable. I've noticed in cars and SUVs specifically is that they're kind of big and bulky, and they can sometimes feel cumbersome in driving around in a parking lot at the mall or just getting into your driveway. And this car, it doesn't feel so big and obnoxious. It actually feels really compact, and it drives like it too. Something that I've noticed is that when you change gears in this, it's not a huge ordeal for the car to go into reverse and then go forward again. You don't hear all these mechanical sounds of the car going into gear, and you don't feel it at all. And that is something that is really pleasant in this. It kind of feels like a feather. Like it's weightless. And I find that places where I rest my elbows, right here and on the door side, that they are really comfortable. My elbow sinks right in, and I don't feel like any sort of pain or anything when I rest it there for a while. So these are surprisingly comfortable rests right here. Something really interesting in this car is that I like to shift my own gears sometimes and bring the car to a stop using the engine. And I noticed that when I got in this car that up shifts, forward shifts are down gearing the car, and then pulling it back is the upshift. And it's not like that in most cars. Why the gearing is like that is because as you're speeding up and you're, oh my god, this is so fast, this is how you shift up, you pull it back. And that goes with the inertia of the car. And when you're coming to a brake as well, you're getting pushed forward and you down, 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 and it kind of works like that in racing. So people say that that's the right way it should be. I don't know, I found it interesting, and I kind of like it. And that's where it comes from, racing. Mazdas are known for having excellent fuel economy, and this one I've actually been averaging 14.2 liters per 100, which is not excellent, but I've been warming it up very well here in Saskatoon, where the climate is very cold. But the lifetime of the car is showing 9.2, which is actually very good for an SUV. All right. Looking at this here on the CX-5, and that middle screen, that whole circle is all digital. And these are some of the settings that you can go through, trips, and you can see your gas mileage and range and stuff like that. And honestly, it's not that impressive. I wouldn't mind if it wasn't digital at all. Some of these things here you could do without making the whole thing digital, but it is pretty nice nonetheless. Not too big on SUVs, but everybody and their grandmother has an SUV these days, and this one, I can see myself, I would be able to drive this every day. It drives like a car. It doesn't feel like it's tipping over when you make a right turn too fast, so that is awesome. And it has really good driving dynamics. It'll pick up and go. Something about the transmission that I noticed is that it'll hold a gear if it knows you're giving it, and it'll hold that gear, and it'll only down gear after you let off the throttle or you stop pushing it. Something else about the transmission that I noticed is that it will down gear more aggressively than regular cars, so it'll come to a stop a lot quicker. And I don't know if it's because of the lightweight of the car or the transmission is set up like that, but I like it because I like to coast, I like to let the car roll, and if I can do that without using brakes, I'll do that all the time. And I find that a really good, it never feels like it's just cumbersome for an SUV, and that's surprising. And I find that I would be able to drive this car anywhere, take it anywhere, all-wheel drive. You're pretty much set for most conditions in this vehicle. Good gas mileage. I really like it. I like it. All the controls are laid out, and I think that it has a better interior than some of its competitors. And some cars like, I won't mention the name, but Acura and Chrysler and some of those other brands, I feel like this competes on that level, which is surprising for Mazda. And I really like it. It really surprised me. So some of the downsides experienced with this car, it is a very lightweight car, and it doesn't feel like a tin can, but when you're on the road and you're driving, you could get moved around, and you can feel it, and it is due to the weight of the car. So that's maybe a downside of it being lightweight and like a feather, is that you could get moved around if you go over certain bumps or road conditions, that you will get moved around a little bit, but it's not nothing to be worried about, I found. Something else that maybe didn't impress me was like the keyless entry. Like sometimes you have to like open it and then you got to unlock this door and then all your other doors get unlocked, where I just want everything to be unlocked when I want it unlocked. And that's just I guess that's a safety mechanism, that you unlock only the door that you're getting in, and that you're not unlocking them all. But that's just a little nitpick. So my overall feeling of the car is that it is so easy to drive in city, in parking lots, and it's just so smooth. And I find myself when I'm driving it that the car is so smooth that I also relax. I can feel like, okay, I can relax and my body can just take it easy. So I find that because the car is so easy to drive and it's so smooth, that I become a lot more calm when I'm driving this car. So that's a very good thing driving on the road.